there. Every time I see them in the dream, they appear near me, touch me with their cold hands, sting me with those tails. There's only one way to end this suffering. Kay, forgive me.
I don't think he's going to tell me much about those monsters.
Okay, what am I missing?
I don't think he's going to tell me much about those monsters. Those bloodstains would definitely attract wild beasts.
Oh, there it is. Shop owner's note. The dream returned again, even stronger than before. I feel like those things touching me, crawling, leaning towards my warmth. The doctor is a Dane obsessed with his theories, but who can help me? I'm losing my mind. Today I woke up and one of the creature was under my blanket. I smashed it on the ground and stomped it until it stopped moving. But it was no more a dream. It was real. Neither coffee nor cocaine would work to stay awake. Kay helped me. Twice I have almost fallen asleep and they appeared again. Damn it, not all
Those
evidence?
bloodstains would definitely attract wild beasts. Seems after visiting Dr. Grant, the shop owner preferred to self-medicate.
Hey, I got another point. Okay, being in this area is lowering my sanity. Let's get out. Oh, there it is. Hospital response. A disturbing dream you complain about may be the result of helmet infestation. Your description of the creatures you see feel while sleeping is reminiscent of a parasitic form of life. I recommend you follow the recipe below and prepare an ointment of my own division. This should ease your symptom and help you get rid of any and all parasites. Awesome. Oh, lots of XP. So I'm done with field research. Well, delicate matters. Done with that too. Okay, so let's see. I need to return to Throgmorton, hospital, and the dude. The dude at the harbor. Let's go to the dude at the harbor first. He's the closest. Then the hospital. And finally, we'll return to Throgmorton. Hey, dude.
Good news. I got the ship log of the Pride safe and sound.
Let me see. Yes. Yes. The last page is exactly what I need. Good job, Reed.
I expect the pay to be just as good.
Sure. Take this. And I have 2 more tasks for a man as capable as you are.
Find more ships. I wouldn't pass up the extra dollars or bullets.
These next ones won't be so easy. But you showed yourself a capable and trustworthy man. So prepare your guns. It might get hot. I've bought 2 more ships, Red Queen and Skylark. Both are troublesome.
Well, where do you think the Skylark flies?
I only have a guess. You see, it was no ordinary ship. Cargo on it? Well, it was under prohibition, if you know what I mean.
You think the smugglers got it?
I saw a box with the ship's name. Some hobo was burning it for warmth. For a bullet, he told me he found it near the old Wharf Street harbor.
The Red Queen. Sounds nice. What happened to Her Majesty?
You won't say that when you see it. We crashed near the asylum
No,
and,
God.
Something happened to it. Made me shiver. Even when I saw it from afar.
I'll get started, Vince. Soon the logs will be yours.
I'll be waiting here. We newcomers should stick together around these parts.
Okay. The Red Queen crashed ashore in northern Coverside, north of the intersection Seaside Street and Province Avenue near the asylum. Northern Coverside, Seaside Street, and Cover Avenue near the asylum. Did I read that right? Seaside Street and Province Avenue. Oh. There it is. Vince told me The hobo burning a box in Skyline for a bullet was in Wharf Street in eastern Grimhaven Bay. Eastern Grimhaven on Wharf Street. Found it. Okay. Between Tower Street and Clambay Street. Tower and Clambay. Tower, Clambay. On Wharf Street, so somewhere on this street right here. Eastern Greenhaven Bay on Wharf Street between Tower and Clambay. Okay. Easy. Both of which are really far away from where I have to go or be. Unfortunately. Well. To the hospital.
Please, help me out.
Find something.
I checked the house of the diseased man, Bells. His family has turned into those creatures too.
Huh. Fascinating. Did you discover the source of the contamination?
A creature emerged from their sunken basement and transformed them. I think its vomit is contagious.
If so, we must quarantine it. Those Lethian revenants are a huge threat. This city could not survive an epidemic like that.
What did you call them?
Lethian revenants. Oh, you may thank the university professor for the beast's unwieldy names.
I called into the shop of your patient. Unfortunately, he committed suicide.
Oh, I wish I could say I was surprised. Sorry for wasting your time.
It wasn't entirely a waste. I found some evidence that sheds light on the origin of those creatures.
For what it's worth, Professor Westerbrook calls them Stygian harvesters. But what is it you found?
Your patient's diary. His dreams became too real, too confronting. He tried to stay awake using stimulants, but those Stygians appeared near him when he slept, as if they were leaking from his nightmares.
A psychic phenomenon or manifestation. How unnerving. I'm afraid he's not the only one suffering from such dreams.
I found your studies rather interesting, Dr. Grant. Got more places to search?
What dedication. Thank you. Your findings have been a rich resource for the scientific cause. I've got 2 more places for you. More dangerous, one with huge monstrosities, but I'll prepare a comparable reward.
What about the place with more manageable creatures?
Well, there's a restaurant here with a bad reputation, not for its food, but for women disappearing. The police found nothing. I treated the partner of one missing girl. He arrived here severely injured and told me about the jumping maws.
He was at the restaurant too, I suppose.
Indeed. And what's curious is the place is still open. Please investigate and find out how that's possible.
Just what am I getting myself into?
One of Oakmont's largest stores was closed after the flood hit. A looter tried to break in, but his thievery was, shall we say, interrupted. He was set upon by a huge wild beast and hardly made it out. The question is, with the building locked up tight, how did that creature get in?
Bye.
Wow, that's a lot of stuff that I can't carry. Okay. Restaurant located in Eastern Reed Heights on Willow Lane between Harold Street and Bullock Street. Harold, Bullock, Eastern Reed. Eastern Reed, Harold, and Bullock. Harold. And Bullock. Was it on Willow? So it's right there then. Between Harold Street and Bullock Street. Alright, so it is right there. Perfect. Dr. Grant checked on a shop on Ward Street in Western Reed's Height this time. Ward Street between Bourbon and Sam. Bourbon and Sam. Found Bourbon. Where is Sam? Found Sam. And it is Ward, right? Yep. Very good. And I can't actually go over there. But I have a feeling we're going to have to go to the asylum eventually. So, let's just go to Throgmorton. There is actually a statue of a monkey or a gorilla. Huh.
I've looked into your delicate matter.
Excellent. Don't spare me any details.
Glover's dead. He was killed by a man named Sidney Stokes, who happened to be robbing his place. And he wasn't working alone. He had a partner, Phil O'Connell. Didn't end up much better. All over some kind of mirror, apparently.
Truck. Where is the mirror now?
Their employer has it. Some mystery woman. I didn't get her name, but she obviously wasn't fooling around.
I see. So, my enigmatic competitor has finally shown her hand. And the thieves are both dead, you say?
Sidney Stokes managed to make it out in one piece. Now, if I had to guess, he's probably holed up at his home. Want the address?
I would welcome it. I'll take pleasure in, educating him on some, shall we say, essential truths.
All right. I've held up my end of the bargain. Now, it's your turn.
Of course, Mr. Reed. Here's your payment. Now that you know everything, would you accept the second part of the job?
Let me guess. You want me to track down the mirror?
Yes, and the one who so rudely snatched it from my grasp.
I'm on it. Only got one lead, though. Our culprit had a bone to pick with someone named Francis. Mean anything to you?
Ah, yes. That is without doubt my father, Francis Throgmorton. May rest his soul.
What's he got to do with this?
I found mention of the mirror in his records. That's what led me to take interest.
Your father was a prominent man. I'm sure he had enemies. Anyone come to mind?
None who would outlive him.
You mentioned your father left records. Mind if I take a gander at them?
The prospect of you rifling through my father's possessions does not fill me with joy, Mr. Reed. But if that's what you need, so be it. Take this key. I'm not in the mood for chit-chat, Mr. Reed.
Seems an ambitious expedition. Like father, like son. Curious craftsmanship. These must be worth a fortune. Looking sharp. But I guess that's the point.
Oh god, go kill yourself.
$1891 must have been a busy year for Francis.
Oh god. Francis Throckmorton expedition to Africa has proved to be the most ambitious, if sadly unappreciated, undertaking of 1891. He has returned with numerous historical artifacts and valuable anthropological, I can't say that word, research, a newborn son, christened Robert, and plethora of fascinating cultural insights. Today, in an exclusive interview with the Oakmont Chronicle, he was agreed to share some of those insights with us.
Now, that kid looks a little familiar.
12/12/1894, Francis, divorce is no simple matter these days. It never has been in my legal practice. You must clearly define the fault you shall present to the court. The most common option being cruelly adultery or incurable mental illness. It is my impression that your firstborn's death at the tender age of 7 dealt a blow to Bethany's health. I do sincerely hope she recovers, but the court won't share my concerns. Besides, Oakmont Asylum seems to be a very well-run place. Regard, Chauncey. All evidence collected? God damn it.
$1891 must have been a busy year for Francis. I'm looking... curious craftsmanship. These must be worth a fortune. Your father led an expedition back in 1891. Do you know anything about it?
I'm not the best person to ask, I'm afraid. I was a babe in arms back then, and my father never made his findings public. It is a great shame, of course. His work would have turned the science of evolution on its head.
Yeah, I can see that.
Hello?
I had some questions about Bethany.
I beg your pardon. I don't believe I know anyone of that name.
Well, it came up during the investigation. See, your father divorced, and his ex-wife's name was Bethany.
Say no more. It is beyond my earliest memories. But even if it weren't, my father's business is his own. I shall not engage in gossip.
Have a good day.
All evidence collected. Okay. Throckmorton expedition was attacked in the depths once the sailing. Okay, I have to. Oh, more crimes. I have to go to the police station. Duh. Divorce is no simple matter. It's my impression that the firstborn. Besides, Oakmont Science seemed like a pretty well-run place. Well, I have to go to the asylum, I guess, which is right here. First, let's stop by. Let's stop by the police station. Well, you know what? We'll do all the side quests first. Change my mind. Let's go to the asylum. Okay. Let's do Bounty of the Sea first. And we'll head to the asylum. Thank God. Oh my God. Well then. I guess the boat on the map should have been a big clue, huh? Is there a boat on this map too? No. Yeah, it's probably in this house.
I'm looking for Bethany Throgmorton. You got any patients by that name?
We'd know if we had a Throgmorton. Although, we do have a Bethany. Or rather, we did. She's missing, and not on one of her usual walks.
Her usual walks. You let patients leave the building?
Oh, Bethany was harmless, and she always came back. This time, well, I've never known her to be like that.
You mean she broke out?
Yes, knocked an orderly out cold. She was out the door in a moment. It took us all by surprise. She's usually harmless.
Any idea where she went?
No. She had been odd recently, though. Muttering to herself, and she drew this strange picture on her bedroom wall.
That's interesting. Can I take a look at her room?
I suppose it couldn't hurt. She had a separate room downstairs. Here's the key, but do watch out for broken glass.
Thank you, miss.
Bye.
Watch your pocket. Some patients here have wandering fingers.
Ed! I still hear those voices.
Can you hear? Somebody's singing. Beautiful.
The end is nigh.
Beautiful.
It will begin again.
Can you hear?
What is down comes up.
Let's play.
The seed is sowed.
Water me. Don't just stare at my leaves.
Are they out of food?
Eight, 9, 10, 11.
What can I do for you?
I have a feeling I'm going to be back here.
Do you see it?
Haven't you seen the beast?
The blood's almost dry. There's enough dope left in here to knock out a horse.
Well, isn't that a good thing? Oh my god.
At 7 years each, that's a lot of bad luck. I'm glad it's not mine.
Throckmorton in mourning. Young Hammond Throckmorton, Francis Throckmorton firstborn, has been pronounced dead, mortally injured in a mysterious accident during a family holiday. Little Hammond could not be revived despite doctors' best efforts. The funeral will be held later this week, with only family and close friends attending. In this dark and tragic hour, we are trying to remain grateful for all we have, including baby Robert. Sheriff Francis Throckmorton. As my sole remainder heir, I shall do all I can to protect him.
Someone had a field day defacing these.
Bethany's note. All I do for my dear Hammond. I cannot forget that. Shame on me for thinking that reprobate Squint had more common sense than greed in him. He got the mirror, and I do not care how he did it, but when the time came for the exchange, he wanted more. So much more, he had the gall to threaten me. Said he'd find new buyer. What's done is done. No one has the right to come between mother and her child.
Huh. Was this taken at gunpoint?
I didn't find the key evidence. So I'm guessing that's probably the only one I'm missing now.
The blood's almost dry. There's enough dope left in here to knock out a horse.
I'm missing something.
At 7 years each, that's a lot of bad luck. I'm glad it's not mine. Someone had a field day defacing these.
I will find it, baby boy. I promise. Just tell me more.
That still wasn't it. Oh, there's actually one of these.
Stop right there.
You no longer have any power over me. Randall Glassworks in Salvation Harbor. I can't believe it. The answers have been there since last century.
Time to piece this one.
Randall Glassworks. You no longer have.
Stop right there.
Bethany escaped the asylum after getting the mirror from Glover. Next stop looks to be a factory called Randall Glassworks.
Key evidence, but not all evidence? What? Randall's Glasswork in Salvation Harbor.
Seems that Bethany had a thing for mirrors. You know anything about that?
Oh, yes. Poor soul. She was convinced there was a boy called Hammond living in her mirrors. She talked to him every day.
I see. Bye.
Oh, thank God. Okay. I need to find where that is. It's not gonna be at that, or the police station, or the Chronicle. I'm guessing it's gonna have to be at the City Hall. Okay. Oh yeah, it's all the way up there. We don't want to go there yet. We can teleport back here and then head south and grab that. Let's do it. Oh my God. That didn't kill me. Thank God. I don't know. This game is weird. Sometimes I take damage from falls, sometimes I don't. Strange.
Stop it.
Sorry. That's a danger zone, right? Perfect. Ow! What the fuck?
No, please, no! Don't shoot me, mister. He's mad. He's completely mad.
Stop.
Someone unloaded the Skylark's cargo. And maybe they took the log as well.
Goddamn smugglers. They don't even give me XP for killing them. Just a waste of ammo. And I really don't like the fact that they shoot on sight. No dialogue whatsoever. Loaded the crates with the machine details. Don't like the engineers. They look more like gangsters and sailors. The weather gets only worse and we are overloaded and there's no way we can get to Oakmont before the tempest hits. Orders the sailor to fasten all cargo. Those rats open fire on the crew. They doom us all. How are we supposed to survive the storm with the wounded men? K save us all. All evidence collected. Nice.
Here's a log from the Skylark. The men who unloaded it were not happy to see me.
Unloaded? You mean the cargo survived the storm?
There were crates, and armed men on guard. Looked like a local gang. I dealt with them, but it's not worth trying to claim your property.
But all that cargo, a small fortune. Perhaps you're right. It's better to be poor than dead.
A wise decision. Here's the ship log from the Red Queen. I'd suggest it's best not to read it.
That bad? Well, I only need the last page. Is it intact?
Yep, all the pages are there.
Great. Here's the reward I promised, Mr. Reed.
Now that you have all the ship's logs at your disposal, perhaps you can explain the reason. Why did you collect them?
I suppose you've earned my trust. While drinking at the local tavern, I concocted a brilliant business plan.
Well, we all know that booze only produces great ideas. What's the plan?
I spent some bullets buying several lost ships from their owners. The dates in our treaties were slightly wrong. But who here could verify?
And now it sounds like you're wasting good beer money.
Wrong, friend. With these logs, I'll receive a handsome sum in insurance when I return to Boston. The companies will have no reason to refuse.
Not a bad insurance racket, Vince. A man like you could go far.
I always keep an eye out for opportunities. Meet me in Boston and the first round's on me. Good luck, Fred.
See you later.
Ooh, costume.
The sea returned many ships. Someone has to take this gift.
That's a lot of XP. It didn't double though. Unfortunate. I should probably get more health, just in case. Anywho. The closest one is Old Grove. We're gonna do that. Yeah, with games like this, I usually don't just explore everywhere because that's a waste of my time. So unless the game points me there with side quests or main quests, I usually don't go explore in open world games. It is the game's job to tell me where to go, not mine. Because wandering around the open world map is a huge waste of time. So if the game wants me to go somewhere, I'll go there. Otherwise, don't really care. Okay, is there any other thing in Old Grove? Ooh, there's one. One in Old Grove. Let's go do this and then we'll switch over to the other quest. There it is. Staff needed. The Count Ugolino restaurant is preparing to reopen. Kitchen hand, dishwashers, waiters, and waitresses needed. All interested parties should come to Count Ugolino for interview with Chef Armin Myers. Formal invitation letter. Dear Miss Throckmorton, it's my pleasure to invite you to tasting of exclusive, exquisite dishes, which will be taking place at the Count Ugolino restaurant in 2 weeks' time. This is a closed event and only the most honorable guests will be in attendance. I hope you will join us. Sincerely yours, A. Meyer, Chef.
The door won't budge.